Hey everybody, sorry I've been away. It's been a rough, shitty week, but I think I'm coming out of it little by little. It's Thursday night, but 2 days from now, a day and a half actually, I'll be at Superstore Comics, Cards, and Games in Noonan, Georgia. I'll be there all day, and come by if you're in the area. Okay, Jan Strnad and Gil Kane. I've mentioned this a million times, but it bears repeating. I was a Marvel zombie for many, many years. And then in the 80s, there were a lot of Marvel standard artists, standards, not the best word, that moved, ones you think of when you think of Marvel. They moved over to DC because Jim Shooter and them didn't get along. He didn't believe in it's a long story. He just had a lot of stuff that they weren't used to as far as guidelines. But Jan Strnad, I don't know a lot about him. He did write a great article in the Comics Journal called My Brilliant Career at Marvel. He did a fill-in on Spider-Man, like issue 228, and it reads awful, and then he does this huge article about why it reads awful. It's like Jim Shooter changed a lot of the pacing. He gave away parts of the story early. He made, instead of like Spider-Man saying, I feel like I've gone 10 rounds with the Rhino, Shooter changed it to the Hulk. It's like, the Hulk. Okay, why not the Rhino? I mean, nobody may know who he is, but I mean, some of these readers wouldn't know. So, he did this, and he also did a Fantagraphics book called Dalgota. It didn't last long, but it was really nice art about by Dennis Fujitaki or something. Okay, let's get on to this. Gil Kane, part of the reason he also probably went to Marvel is he was getting crap inkers. He was getting, the covers were good, but like he had Danny Bulanati doing finishes on Micronauts for a year, and it was sloppy, it was messy. Now, in Danny's defense, he's done fantastic work on, like, right before with Pat Broderick. He did a great job. And on Paul Ryan, on the Fantastic Four for all those years in the 90s, it was great. I just didn't think his finishes suited. It was like oil and water, I guess. I've been in that position myself. So, miniseries 1 of 4, and I never gave a crap about the Atom. I knew he was important, and I knew he came before Ant-Man and all that stuff. I just never found him interesting, although I hear the stories are great because Julie Schwartz, he had a science fiction background and came up with a lot of these reasons that this kind of stuff would happen. So, I love the Sword and Sorcery, the image there. How about that? Oh my gosh. You get 2 splashes in a row, in a sense. He's talking about, what's going on, and, his wife Jean. It's raining outside their house. Love all that stuff going on. Really great establishing shot. And I think he uses a marker or some pen to ink himself, because a lot of his, especially his later stuff in a couple of years from this era, is real dead lined. Like all the rendering is done like a dead line, but it works, And she's running late, his wife, and he goes, "Come off it, Ray. Your wife's a top lawyer in town these days. Lots of prestigious clients, new partner break in. Anybody in your position would work late every night of the week. There's nothing odd and nothing at all. You might even say it's the same old story." So what happens is, I can't believe what's keeping her. And he goes, I told her I'd be home from the lab tonight. Of course, she's heard that line before. If the power supply hadn't shorted out on me, I'd still be there trying to... Wait a minute. What's that? I saw something in a car, a pair of headlights. He checks it out. Look at that drama in that coat. And he goes, can't... I guess they... Oh, is this Jean's new partner? Drive one of those? I guess they can't take the damp weather. Good Lord, it can't be. Jane! Oh my God, Ray! Let me go. He saw us. Forget it, Paul. It's over. But we've only just begun. It's not Karen Carpenter. So, they talk it. I mean, not talk it up, but he's really pissed off. All your blather about working late, I swallowed it like a fool. See why your sister's a successful attorney. You have a shrewd, meticulous mind, dear. Well, what did you expect? How much time have you made for me lately? When we are together, all you talk about is atomic constants and all that other stuff you carry on about. He says, she goes, I wanted to buy a little cabin in the woods somewhere. What did you do with the money? I bought a portable scintillator detector. Right, just what we both wanted in my home with my money. So, it's a complex situation because I think we're taking each other for granted, and he wants to go on a trip to South America, and he ends up taking a flight. I love that running stance. And these guys here are, they're smugglers, and they just happen to be going the way he was going, and he paid for the trip. I almost have the coordinates. If I could just get closer, and I think, I'm not. Too bad, scientist. Any nearer, you would have discovered our secret. He won't be needing that ring anymore. So here comes the Atom. Does his thing. This is like glorious. This is actually as great as his Atom stuff was in the 60s. I'd argue that this is even better. Well, what happens is, plane's crashing. He falls. Lands in the water. Somehow survives, though I don't know why, because that's a long fall, especially if you're pint-sized. So he's like, a giant snake, where did he come from? It's not a giant snake. A snake. I'm still small. Only my size and weight control short-circuited in the light by the lightning. Useless. I'm trapped at 6 inches. So he runs across a group of people about the same height. In the middle of the Amazon, what are these people doing here? And they're speaking a different language. Come along, promise you won't be harmed. Save your breath, Princess. Lathan, he doesn't comprehend at all. He looks like a simpleton. And he just goes along, even though this one guy is kind of contentious about it. And look how beautiful it is. Really, really sweet stuff. So, he doesn't understand what's going on. But the king is there. She's the princess. She's the daughter of the king. Luthen, however her name was. So they take this dissenter. And, wait a second. Okay, Chelik. We're old friends, you and I. And I, a mere bondsman, asked you to marry your daughter. Where was your sentiment then? You freed me. All right, freed me to die in the jungle. If only only when they revolt and toss your worthless flesh, silence him. Father, make him stop. Adam comes in, knocks a few of these clowns around. That will get in focus any minute. There. Really cool stuff going on. And he gets taken down eventually. Look at all that drama. And only a few, instead of all these excitement lines, these are almost like, it's almost like splat lines, like blood, but it's probably just like impact lines. But still, they end up both in a jail. And, here comes a bunch of rats. And look at the rendering on the rats. Wow. That is incredible. They put a lot of love into that, so to speak. Well, and she finds out, found his ring. It says, to Ray, all my love, Jean. And that's the end of the first issue. Here's the second issue. By the way, this is on like pulp paper, but it's good pulp paper. I mean, I don't know if it's Mando paper, which was sort of a thing for DC in the mid 80s, which means it wasn't smudgy as much. So Kane repeats the same panel, but it's all different. I mean, it's a whole new drawing. He's not just like light boxing the previous splash page. Well, they get attacked, and this guy here, he is a special advisor, so that ought to tell you something. Love that. The coloring is good. Tom Zuko, how his name's called? I'm sorry. Forgive me for saying it. He always did great stuff. So they dressed him up a little bit. He gets a little bit of a upgrade in wardrobe. So badass. The boots, the the bracelets, the chain around his neck or the necklace. So these two guys, the dissenter guy, and Adam are supposed to fight, and they give him a sword, and they want these two, and they're tentative friends. He was like sweet on the princess. So through chicanery, the advisor told the king to have them fight to the death. If we don't fight, innocent men will be put to death. They've assured that if I lose, as you could see, no, I won't fight a man who can't see. He didn't know the blind was on there. Blinded by Jet. Oh, Father, how could you? Look, they've put out his eyes. They've blinded him. So they're having a fit. I mean, they're like, they're really upset with the king. Down with the king. Blah, 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 blah. So they get on these like little froggies. Way. And this is before Walt Simonson had made Thor into a frog, but I don't think any influenced each other. They just knew how to make a frog cool and fun. Well, I gotta figure out how to say his name. Why, Beauregard? Why did you help them kidnap my daughter? You gave her away, sire. You did it yourself when you blinded the rebel. Listen to me, whatever his name is, Durages. I think I would offer the torture of a doomed man as entertainment. And the people, they believed it too. They raised their arms against me as if it was true. What have I done? So they flash back a little bit. And it's not that bad. It's Gil Kane art, you don't mind. So here comes a lizard. And Terran is her name, by the way. So they're escapees. And he's blinded. Then there's another guy called Voss, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, Voss. That's right. He also really fancied a princess. And hey, who wouldn't, And so they're riding together, and so these guys are being crucified in like the public square. The king's gone mad. He's demented. He let his own daughter, even his own daughter, left the city. And they were like, they just see him. What does Kellic, the king, think he's doing? Intimidating us? Doesn't he realize such acts only make us hate him more? And the advisor's like, yes, enough have gathered. Now's the time. The water, give it here. I'll take it to the prisoner myself. So he's making a public display that he's caring for them. Did you hear that? The king's own advisor plots revolt. We'll put an end to his despotic reign. There will be a new order, and I promise you'll live to see it soon. Very impressed with himself, and why not? He's pulling off the major scam. He feels like an impediment, and Adam and everybody else wants him to hang in there somehow and then make it work. They still have that kind of hope. Well, what happened was, he's watching because he gets punched, and I heard this crazy story you told the princess. She may believe it, even Terran, but not me, not Voss. I know Kellic's men when I smell them, the king. You've got it wrong, Voss. I'm on Terran's side. Whap, classic Gil Kane pose. Used on a lot of covers. You're dead, Adam. Whoop. And how about that? What a pose. Everything. It's just so organic. It's almost kind of European. He's just really letting it all out there. And splash pages like this. It continues. A big old fight. And he lets him up. I'm no fool, but I need you, Voss. Terran, I need you. So they have a truce while all this is going on. The advisor's saying, the king's a piece of shit, And meanwhile, she's just bugged. She thinks Adam is still alive, even though they say his plane crashed. She just has this, I don't know if it's guilty feeling about what happened with her partner at the law firm, but she wants to go down to the Amazon herself. Everybody flees, and they're like, "What the hell's going on? Tell me what's going on." It's like, it's the ants, fool, not the animals. So they eat everything up, and he goes, "Leave me here, leave me here. It's my time to die." Takes him out. He's like, "No." So he realizes he's cumbersome, and he jumps down, sacrifices himself. A lot more good stuff here. I'm not going to give too much stuff away. Here's the thing, though. Taryn starts up a romantic situation with Adam. She says because life is short. She just says the important thing is to live, to waste no time in useless depression or self-pity, to love and be free as much as possible in the time given us. The moment Taryn stepped out of the arena blinded, I began to mourn him. It was as if he already died. I knew he could never survive out there like that. I accepted his situation bravely. If I was worthy of his love, could I love any less? What she says, I'll still cry for him, but I think the mourning time is over. Do you love me? No, it isn't too soon to love you. Well, she finds out a connection to go down to the Amazon. Pose kick ass. I love that outfit. See, by the way, I think in the 90s, DC did an animated feature on Sword of the Atom. I'm pretty sure they did, or maybe it was an episode of Justice League that introduced them. So Adam and Voss shake on it. They're pals now. To Mordlai, which is the name of the town. Let's see. Wow. The way he puts weight on the legs and the postures, it's just, Gil Kane's just a stunning person to do physicality of superheroes, even when they're not doing anything. This is, okay. I didn't show you the first issue because I've already spoiled enough, but Sword of the Atom special came out. Same team, although this time by Gil Kane during this tonight. Maybe it was it was more Kane than anything. Well, there's a book that's published. It's about the Atom, and it's written by Palmer. Is this person who was like the main, I don't want to say ghostwriter, but kind of co-writer with her and with Brawler. I don't know who that is. It's by Ray Palmer. Blah blah blah. So, what's great is this is a one shot. You can pick it up and it fills you in, but cleverly by reading the book. It just starts off, and you see it's like everyone's consumed with it. And some great stuff going on. So I gotta show you something funny though. Her business partner, who was starting to have an affair with her, says he's got the book, and he goes, "Matt, have you been dogging my heels the last 20 minutes? If you're a private detective, I'm obliged to inform you that yours is the most ridiculous disguise that I've ever seen. You should be embarrassed. You're the Hoban fellow. In the book. You ruined Jane Loring's marriage to that little 6-inch professor. I suppose you'd show your face in public. I'm surprised you showed the face. Breaking up that lovely couple. And what she sees in you is obviously invisible to naked eye. Madam, please, Jean and I are quite capable of handling our personal lives. You should both be ashamed, dumping a loving husband just because he's short, and to a Lothario like you. I know you're kind, you and your fancy cars and fast talk and your finger bowl restaurants and skinny waiters. I'm a well-read woman. I know how you lure innocent girls into your swinging bachelor pad and eat fish eggs with silk pajamas and chopsticks. I know you and your stereos and your Frank Sinatra and your Betty Goodman. Oh, dear lady, please." She keeps whomping on him. "Don't you dear lady me. You won't impress me with your trashy talk. I've read Noel Coward. I'm hep to your tricks. I know about oysters." I don't care what it's. It goes in the men's room. I don't care what it says in chapter 8. Those two were meant for each other. You ruined it. You're the devil. Homewrecker, good Lord. The woman's certifiable. So he hides in the men's room in the commode. And so he starts reading more. It's just so brilliant. More things happen. More cool shit happens. And I'm not going to give much more away because, believe it or not, there's actually another. Where'd it go? See, another Sword of the Atom special, number 2. I was so excited when they did that. And you know what? This is the kind of book that you really don't want to do on a monthly basis. You want to give it time to breathe because there's so much complexity that you don't have to force into a monthly book. The third one and final is actually Pat Broderick and Dennis Jank filling in, and with Jan Strnad writing, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's great. I mean, you know, if you got to replace Kane with somebody, you want to get somebody good, and Broderick delivers the goods. Lots of cool stuff. But that's it. I really, really recommend this, and this was only, this was, if you see it at your store or on eBay, it's $19.99 USA. I doubt it's gone up in value because it's on paper stock or regular pulp stock, and also this came out 2008 or something like that. So that's it. I gotta tell you something real quick. Okay, you got a minute? Okay. I am doing private commissions, at least probably in a week when my pinky is all up. And this was a cover recreation of the first appearance of Dead Man. I did it painstakingly accurate. It did 11 by 17. And my prices vary. I talk to the clients, I call them clients. That's maybe not the best. It sounds kind of like a cold description. And this one is a pencil ink job that I did just for fun, and it was done actual size, so it cost less. Listen to me, I'm giving you my prices. Look at I've shown that card a billion times already, but here we go. This one I really enjoyed. This was 11 by 17. Marks Texiera did the pencils, and I did the inks on it. And this was kind of here, and some of this, but the castle was really kind of rough, and I added a lot of the detail to it. I did the cross hatching, and I added a lot more stuff. So you can contact me at drewdracycomics@gmail.com. So that's my permanent where you can reach me. Hey, let me know your thoughts below. If you've read this before, if it's new to you, I'd love you to check it out. And whether you're a fan of Marvel or DC Comics, just a great read. And have a good day, everybody. Bye.